Hey YouTube, Steve here from Vegas Westside Shooters, and today I'm excited to bring you a video on a new optic that I purchased the other day. It's hot off the presses, pretty much brand new, and it is the Trijicon SRO. If you're not familiar with this optic, it's the newest miniature reflex optic from Trijicon, specifically marketed by them for sporting and competition use as opposed to duty use. It doesn't prohibit the use of duty, but using it on your duty gun, but since I'm not a professional soldier or law enforcement officer, that doesn't really matter to me. I got it because I am planning on using it for competition in my IDPA match. The next match I'm going to be shooting there's a provisional division called Carry Optics, or CO division, and I decided I'm going to give that a whirl. So I got this to go with my Walther Q5 Match. It comes in Trijicon's usual super awesome case. It's pretty much indestructible. It's like a little Pelican case for your optic, and I chose to get the 2.5 MOA dot. It comes with either a 1 MOA dot, a 2.5, or a 5, and they had the 1 and the 2.5 there, and I decided I prefer to have the 2.5, a little bit bigger dot, to give it a little bit more visibility for me, since I'm not going to be shooting at long distances. I thought that would be adequate. 2.5 MOA dot would cover 2.5 inches on a target at 100 yards distance. So if you do the math, our targets are generally anywhere from 5 yards to 25 yards. So at 25 yards, it'll cover something like 0.8 of an inch of the target, and at 10 yards, it'll cover 1/4 inch. So that to me is it's not going to obscure any targets. It's going to be visible. So I thought that would be a good, for me at least, a good decision. You can see, I know there's a couple of videos already out there on that, but really the main attraction of this optic for sporting purposes is the huge field of view you're getting through this lens. It's about I think Trijicon says 30% bigger viewing area inside than their little square RMR, which should give your eyes a better field of view when you're looking through it, and also I'm hoping I'll be able to pick up the dot a little bit quicker. The other really great thing about this is right there, the battery is mounted from the top. So when you put this on your gun and then you zero it, if you need to change the battery, you do not have to remove the optic to change the battery. That's a huge plus, because when you remove the optic and change the battery and put it back on, you have to re-zero it. So this way you can change the battery without having to re-zero it. If you leave the battery on the manual brightness setting of 8 and it runs down your battery, it's not a big deal to just get another, I think it's a CR2032 battery, the little disc batteries. You just pop a new one in there and you're good to go. So I'm gonna mount this on the Walther, and we'll see how it looks. All right, I got the Trijicon SRO mounted onto the Walther Q5 Match. It took me all of 2 minutes. What I did was I removed the regular plate that has the rear sight, and that took me about, I don't know, 30 seconds to get that off of there, because the screws were put in with some blue Loctite. And then I mounted the plate that is compatible with the Trijicon, and then I mounted the sight to the plate. So like I said, about 2 minutes to put it on, no big deal. I also used a little blue Loctite for the mounting plate. I didn't use any on the sight itself, so I'll see how that goes. I might have to put those screws back in with blue Loctite if it loosens up a little bit. And the only comment I would make about this is, for competition, it's not really an issue, but if you're using this as a self-defense pistol or a bedside gun, when you do take the mounting plate off for the rear sight and you mount the red dot sight on here, there is no provision for iron rear sights. This plate doesn't have any iron rear sights. There's no room for them. So if you are planning on using this gun for a self-defense gun or a bedside gun and you want to put a red dot on it, you will not have backup iron sights. That's a deal breaker for me, but it's not for competition. I don't have any need for backup sights in competition. I would prefer to have them if it was easy to do, but it's not really a problem. If worst case scenario, if the red dot goes bad or the battery goes dead, then I potentially sacrifice a match. But if you're using this to defend yourself, then you don't want to be without backup iron sights, in my opinion. So it's mounted up, it's ready to go. I think it looks like it's gonna really give me a great sight picture, and I'm really looking forward to that. The other two interesting things to me, one is I double checked with this is my ComTac holster, which is designed for the PPQ or the Q5 Match, and there's no issue with using the holster with the red dot. It doesn't inhibit it because it does have a low cut in the front, so the red dot's not going to bang into the holster. So I'm kind of excited about that. The other thing is, I think you can see it here, but I'm swinging around a little bit. What's really neat is because this Q5 Match is designed to accept a red dot, in the case itself they actually made the cutout for the gun big enough that you can put the gun in here with the red dot mounted, so I can still keep the gun in its case and use this to carry it back and forth to the range. I think that was really thoughtful on Walther's part, because a lot of my firearms, if you mount the different sights or something on, the cutout in the foam doesn't allow them back into the original case, so that was pretty cool too. Anyway, so we've got that mounted. I'm really excited to take it out to the range and zero it and give it a go. So we're going to head out to the range, and hope you'll stick with us.
Before I do the range portion, I just wanted to show everybody a picture of the view we have from our shooting range here out at, this shooting range is basically out at Red Rock National Park here in Las Vegas, and this is the backdrop where we're shooting against. And I want to just take a moment here, this is the 4th of July today, just to say how grateful I am to live in a country with the freedom to exercise our rights, and how thankful I am to our forefathers and also to our military members who protect us every day and protect those freedoms. So happy 4th of July to everybody, and thanks to all those in the service that are carrying the weight of our freedom.